Hachette Audio presents The New Childhood, Raising Kids to Thrive in a Connected World, written and read by Jordan Shapiro. Dedicated to my mom and dad, you constructed my childhood so that I was perfectly prepared for this moment in time. Timeo danos et dona ferentes, Virgil. Introduction. Plato would have been a gamer. I never play video games alone. I always sit on the sofa with my two boys, 10 and 12 years old. We all thumb away at our gamepads together. Gaming is one way we bond, one way we engage in family time. You would probably imagine that anyone who dedicates as much of his energy to thinking about digital play as I do would want to sneak in some time with adult games like BioShock, Fallout, or The Last of Us once the kids head off to bed. But I don't. Games don't actually interest me in and of themselves. I'm concerned only with the ways in which they bring people together. Families, friends, communities. I'm interested in the cultural aspect of games, what it means to be a gamer, and how digital play influences the ways we think about the world. Video game narratives are fascinating. In some ways, they are very much like interactive versions of the stories we enjoy on television or at the movies. They can be like theater, like novels, like tales told around a campfire. When you consider that almost every child in the United States plays video games, it's safe to say that they may even be the primary form of narrative for the 21st century. In other words, video games are the new bedtime stories, the new fairy tales, the new mythology, perhaps even the new scripture. They are the freshest form of written or recorded communication practices, which most scholars believe started around the 27th century BCE. That's when the earliest examples of literature appeared in ancient Mesopotamia. But long before that, way farther back than we could ever possibly imagine, stories were passed from one generation to the next by word of mouth. Take a moment to consider just how mind-blowing the shift from oral to written storytelling must have been. It represented a complete change in the way ancient humans organized their communities, their societies, their civilizations. Those of us who lived through the transition to personal computers and smartphones think it was a big deal to see the world as we knew it completely disrupted when social networking and email became commonplace. But that was nothing compared to what it must have been like to live through the beginning of written language. It may have been the greatest technological shift of all time. The written word enabled people to remember and store information. It made it possible to send a letter to a loved one in a faraway place. It empowered folks to share expertise without ever having to meet in person.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?